We all know the biggest blockbusters, Avengers, Star Wars, Harry Potter. But what if you looked at the top 100 US box office hits of the past 50 years, adjusted for inflation, and counted them down from 100 to number 1? You might be surprised by which movies made the list, and which ones climbed all the way to the top. A raw look at box office history tells a more complicated story about America's shifting tastes, generational moments, and how the way we consume stories has radically evolved. Let's see now. At 100, we have Despicable Me 2, a modern crowd pleaser, sure. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Saving Private Ryan, Crocodile Dundee. Wait, what? Crocodile Dundee? Yes. In 1986, a charming Aussie survivalist took theaters by storm, outgrossing more than 26 of the last 36 Marvel movies, and not just the odd ones.
I'm looking at you, Sony.
I mean MCU movies. And remember, this list is North American grosses only, all adjusted for today's ticket prices, in case you missed the big text on the right. That's the twist. Context is everything here. Some of these movies are exactly what you'd expect. Others will make your jaw drop. So grab a snack and strap in. This one's a long ride. And it makes sense. Movie-going itself has changed in ways nobody could have predicted back in the 80s.
God, I feel old. Don't we all?
From the pre-streaming, pre-internet era where theaters were the only escape, to today, when you've got 100 hours of content one click away, the movies that cut through say something bigger than just ticket sales. And it makes you think. Going to the movies used to be an event, a ritual even. Before endless streaming, before every phone buzzed with a new distraction, actually before you even had a phone, heading out to the multiplex was the highlight of the week for a lot of people. Friday nights meant friends, popcorn, maybe a line around the block. Even if you ended up seeing something you'd barely heard of, it didn't matter. The theater was the place to be. For some, just knowing they had a movie night coming up was enough to help them push through rough times. That anticipation, even though it was a little spark, a small thing to look forward to, it mattered. Don't look at me, I'm fine now. Sadly, this hasn't changed for most people, but the scenery has shifted. Now, the living room is our multiplex, the same place we game, stream, and unwind. Our phones too. Curse you, COD Mobile. Most of the time, it's harder to choose what to watch or play than it is to actually do it. Everything is competing for our attention. Instagram, Netflix, YouTube. Even I'm fighting for your eyeballs right now. Please don't skip, please don't skip. We've traded limited choices for endless options. The more we have, the less special each pick feels. A paradox backed by psychology, by the way. And yet, despite all those distractions, there are still movies that pull us off the couch and into theaters. When something does break through, whether it's Star Wars, a Pixar film, or an Avengers event, it's because it taps into something bigger than hype. It becomes a shared experience. Minecraft, anyone? Going to the movies used to be just the first part of the night. The second, equally important part, was heading out somewhere afterward. Maybe a diner, maybe the parking lot. Just to talk about what you'd seen, to pick it apart with friends. Now, most of the time it boils down to a thumbs up or down, and a quick, mean review on Rotten Tomatoes. On the other hand, you could argue that with so many distractions now, it's tougher than ever for a movie to break out. And maybe that kind of success, when it happens, is even more impressive. But I'll let you decide. Moreover, who has time to go out after the movie to talk about it? Likes are more important now. Speaking of which, since you're still here, you must like something. So do me a favor and like this video, maybe even subscribe. Or not, who knows? Okay, now that's out of the way, back to the video. Besides, not many can afford another expense on the same night. And have you seen the price of tickets lately? They've jumped almost 25% just since 2019. No wonder Captain Marvel popped up with over $500 million at the box office earlier. Wait till we get to the top 10 for really bonkers numbers. And as a reminder, you're still watching North American grosses only, even though they'll start to feel like worldwide totals. It's funny how Blockbuster used to mean something different. There was a time when breaking $100 million domestically was a headline. Studios would pop champagne. There even used to be a list of actors with the most consecutive $100 million movies. Spoiler, Will Smith is at the top with 8, while Tom Cruise and Tom Hanks follow second with 7 each. Right, saved you a click now. The list actually still exists, but nobody cares anymore. You pull in that much now, and they're already wondering where they went wrong. The numbers keep going up, the goalposts keep moving, and somehow the quality gets worse each year. But it's not always about superheroes and sequels. Sure, Hugh Jackman will play Wolverine till he is 90, and we will probably get another dozen Toy Stories. But then you'll have something like The Sixth Sense or Mrs. Doubtfire crash the party and remind everyone that a good story always moves people. By the way, rest in peace, Robin. Robin Williams, that is. Yes, I know you knew that. And in case you haven't already figured out the main denominator in this list, hint, it's money. Want to guess how many of the top 100 actually took home Best Picture? Go ahead, think about it. I'll give you a second. Yeah, not that many. Just 5. I'll call them out at the end, just to spare you another Google search. Let's talk about animation for a second. Don't know about you, but I grew up when cartoons meant cereal on the couch on Saturday mornings, not getting a ticket to see a bunch of minions with a theater full of adults. The thing is, if you look at this list, animation isn't just for kids anymore. Hasn't been for a while. How could it be with numbers like these? These movies draw crowds of all ages. Pixar, Disney, DreamWorks. Half the time, it's the parents dragging their kids to see it, not the other way around. And it makes sense. The stories got sharper, the jokes got smarter, and everyone figured out that a good movie is a good movie, whether it's animated or live action. Now it's just another medium. No stigma if you're an adult. Take Predator, Killer of Killers on Disney Plus, for instance. Brand new movie, definitely not for kids. Animated, rated R, and honestly, pretty awesome. As society keeps evolving, so do our habits and the way we see the world. People are a bit more open now, more willing to embrace change. You can see it reflected right at the box office. Black Panther, Wonder Woman, and Barbie come to mind. These movies broke the usual stereotypes. Sure, there aren't a ton of them on this list, but don't forget, we're looking at 50 years of history here. Change is slow, but it's happening. Back in the 90s, everybody wanted to be a spy or see a dinosaur. Lately, it's been about superheroes or childhood nostalgia. Who knows what the next decade will bring? Video game adaptations are blowing up. All right, I see we're coming up on the top 15 now, so I'll step back and let you enjoy the final stretch. Stick around after for some bonus stats and final thoughts. All right, the list is over, but let's see how much you were actually paying attention. Welcome to Trivia Night. 5 questions, limited time, points for every right answer. Highest score wins. Ready? Here we go. Question number 1. Which decade has the highest average box office on this list? Is it A, the 2010s with 679 million? Is it B, the 2000s with 657 million? Or is it C, the 90s with 763 million? It's D, of course, the 70s with 862 million. What were you thinking? Moving to question number 2. Which franchise do you think shows up the most in the top 100? Is it A, Star Wars with 9 movies? Is it B, Harry Potter with 3 movies? Or is it C, Jurassic Park with 4 movies? Wrong again. It's D, MCU with 10 movies. What's the matter with you? Don't you like superhero movies? Pay attention. On to question number 3. Which director do you think appears most on this list? Is it A, George Lucas with 4 films? Is it B, James Cameron with 3 films? Or is it C, the Russo brothers with 3 films? D again, Spielberg with 9. Poof, this isn't your day, right? That's 3 in the row now. Come on now, I believe in you. You can do this. Question number 4. Out of 100, how many movies on this list aren't sequels or part of a franchise? Is it A, with 5 movies? Is it B, with 102 movies? Or is it C, with 69 movies? At this point, I'm just disappointed. It's D, with 17 movies. How did you miss that? Okay, final question now, no more games. Out of 100, how many movies on this list are sequels or part of a franchise? Is it A, with 17 movies? Is it B, with 42 movies? Or is it C, with 83 movies? You guessed it right. The correct answer is C, with 83. Not sure about you, but I aced it. Thanks for playing. Better luck next time. Alright, hope you had fun so far. Now let's top things off with some extra stats to wrap it up. First up, here are the films with the biggest box office gains after adjusting for inflation. Star Wars Episode 4, as you can see, blew everything out of the water, nearly $1.4 billion in gains. And here are the films that actually took home Best Picture, just like I promised earlier. Out of all 100 movies, only 17 are true standalones. No sequels, no reboots, no cinematic universes. Just one-and-done hits. Stuff like E.T., Forrest Gump, Mrs. Doubtfire, and more recently, Barbie. Goes to show you don't always need a part 2 to make history. And speaking of sequels, let's take a look at the franchises that totally took over the list. When you see these names stacked up, it makes those standalone films feel even more impressive for just making the cut, let alone winning. And honestly, you get why we see so many sequels. Hollywood loves a sure thing. Who can blame them? On the director scoreboard, Spielberg is untouchable. 9 movies in the top 100. Back in the day, if you wanted your blockbuster to break records, you just let Spielberg cook. Nowadays, you have the Russo brothers on the rise, already with 3 entries and probably 2 more coming with the next Avengers movies. On to the actors. Harrison Ford basically lives in this list. 7 appearances from Han Solo to Indiana Jones. Robert Downey Jr. clocks in with 6, all in a suit of iron. Iconic roles, iconic paychecks. And by the way, this doesn't count cameos. Otherwise, Samuel L. Jackson would absolutely dominate the list with 11. The man's in everything. Fun fact, George Lucas produced 9 of these movies. Guy practically rewrote the blockbuster rulebook. His fingerprints are all over this list. And on the writing side, it's Lucas again for Star Wars and James Cameron for Titanic and Avatar.
Aha.
If you want your film to break $1 billion, you might want to get one of these guys involved. That's it for the stats. Hope you enjoyed nerding out as much as I did. Thanks for sticking around. And if you did ace the trivia, let me know in the comments. Or just lie, I won't hold it against you.